Everybody healthy mind can take that back. To go far, no longer bound by the sweet city jars. March through the limits, feel your heart race. Transformation's waiting, it's a sweet embrace. Facing temptation, but you won't break. Your fierce determination is for your own sake. The treasure you've been digging to find. Every challenge conquered prepares your mind. No right, no digging, follow the plan. Walking into win through the best you can. Success, stay on track. Healthy body, healthy mind, can't take that back.
So for me, things like that, and I think working, this is not the time for an election. You don't see any other.
Cheating, follow the plan. 14 days to win. Do the best you can. Guaranteed success if you stay on track. Healthy body, healthy mind, can't take that back. Healthy body, healthy mind, can't take that back.
All right, it's my pleasure to say good night to everybody. People are still coming in, but we're going to start. We have given over 10 minutes for persons to get on board. There are still persons coming in. We are also streaming live on YouTube if you prefer to join that feed. And there are other persons there. Since we are behind, we're going to get right into our meeting. Tonight's meeting, for those of you who are new, is customary at the start and at the end of a new challenge, or the end of one challenge, and we're jumping right into a new one. So I want to look back and see what happened in the last challenge. And for those persons who are just joining, please mute your mics. Your time to speak will be coming up shortly. Yeah, so we're going to be looking back at the challenge that was and looking forward to the challenge that will be, and we'll be, doing a little information sharing on what the main features of the challenge is and how it will benefit you and your friends and family as it has for so many other people. Before we get into the meeting though, we're going to start the meeting the way we normally start our meetings, with inviting the Lord's presence with us. Most of us here are Christians, and so that's where we prefer to start a meeting, so we have the God's blessing on us. And tonight, joining us to pray is Latoya. Latoya is going to take the floor now and say a word of prayer before we begin.
Good evening, everyone. Let us humble our hearts before God. Lord, we thank you for the gift of life and for bringing together these precious souls today. Thank you for each person present, their unique stories, their courage to take steps towards better health. We are very grateful for this opportunity to gather and learn. Grant wisdom and compassion toward Dr. Thomas, who stands ready to guide others towards better health. Bless his words today as he shares knowledge that can transform lives. May his presentation touch hearts and inspire positive change. Give Dr. Thomas clarity of thought and confident delivery. Let his expertise be matched by his empathy, understanding each person's journey is unique. Lord, help him to communicate not just medical knowledge, but hope and encouragement to those seeking healthier path. Guide his hands in healing, his minds in teaching, and his heart in understanding. May his dedication to helping others achieve better health be multiplied through his presentation. We ask, God, that you continue to protect and guide. Help us to be supportive in this mission to improve better lives, and let us be a source of encouragement to his noble work. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I can't say I've heard a prayer quite like that for a long time, Latoya. Thank you so much. That was absolutely well done. I feel blessed and ready to go after prayer like that. We are definitely under God's covering and we're going to enjoy his blessings tonight. So let me say again, a warm welcome to everybody who have joined and those who are to come. Hope that they will arrive quickly. Now, we're going to do three things tonight, primarily, after having prayed. And the first one is to look back at the challenge that was, and maybe even further back, the challenges that were before. So we want to hear from those who have done challenges in the past. What has been the impact on your weight, on your tummy size, on your blood pressure, your blood sugar, your skin. But because there are so many persons who want to share, we're going to have to limit the time that you have to speak to about 30 seconds. So you're going to raise your hands one by one if you want to say something in this segment to just give your experience on the challenge that just ended or a challenge that came before. There are so many stories here that are absolutely inspiring, and I'm just, itching to hear what happened in your life in the last few weeks. So you could raise your hand and I'll acknowledge you. So we can get this segment started. So just use the raise hand feature so I can know who want to speak. And you got 30 seconds, not more, to actually just give your brief experience. I'm not seeing any hands going up yet. But in the challenge group that we had this morning, persons had been reporting, and I'm probably gonna read a few of those messages while those hands might be going up. So I did see a guy who seemed to have lost maybe like 6 inches off his tummy. Those who were in the group can remember he shared that picture briefly. And that's been something that we've been seeing a lot. Persons are getting experiences that are positive from the challenge. I'm still not seeing any hands yet. Are we shy tonight? Is there nobody here to give a experience? That's surprising usually, but I think once one person start. All right, so we got a hand finally. And so we're gonna ask Tajana to unmute and give her testimony briefly until the next person raises their hand. All right, so we get some hands now. All right, Tajana, go ahead, your time.
Good night, Doc. Good night, everyone. Since I've started, well, not this one, the challenge before. This one was I had a little cheat moments in, but I had a problem with acid reflux, and since I've started, I've not had that problem. It's all gone. Not feeling nauseous, bloated. So far, the challenge, not much weight gone, maybe about 5 pounds, but the acid problem with my stomach is doing well.
Hi, good night.
Yes,
This
Carla, go
is
ahead,
Carla.
Go ahead, Carla.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Okay, good. All right, so I started my journey on the 31st of December, and I've done 2 challenges. To date, I am about 10 pounds down. I haven't weighed today, but I'm about 10 pounds down. One of the things, and I actually end up doing 48 hours of fasting, which ended yesterday.
Wow,
I've
awesome.
noticed that I'm trying to get up to the 72. I'm building up my courage to that. I've noticed that the warts on my face and on my neck, those have disappeared. My tummy has definitely gone down. I can't wear the clothes I used to wear before because everything looked like somebody else's clothes. But it's a good thing I'm halfway down my target. So I have another 10 pounds to go. So I will be continuing my challenge. I have done a lot of lifestyle changes, especially the eating. And I don't miss how I used to eat. before. And yeah, this is a positive thing. And I'm celebrating a milestone this year, so I'm going to be fabulous for 50. And I'm taking the entire year to do it. Thank you.
So much awesomeness in that, Carla. Thank you for sharing. And she is seeing so many positives and she's changing her lifestyle. You know, everybody who has done the challenge has testified to how transformative it is. You know, when I first did my 3 day, 72 hours of fasting, it was a landmark moment in my life. It was a watershed moment where there was a life and a relationship with food before and then after my 72 hours fast, my relationship with food changed. Before, I used to feel compelled to eat when I was hungry. Before, I used to feel as if I'm going to die if I didn't eat at a certain time. After having been through 72 hours of fast, I understood that I could delay indefinitely my eating until when I got exactly what I wanted to eat. So no longer would I now be forced to go eat any crap because it was eating time and my right food wasn't available. No, I can delay my eating. And in so doing, I have complete control of my appetite and so many other areas of my life. And fasting gives you so many positive benefits. You just feel so much confident and so much more in control. So my life is different after fasting, and I recommend it to everybody. And so I'm trying to introduce you guys to it slowly. Carla was a little more bold and went 48 hours, but maybe in the near future we will have a 48-hour fast in a challenge, but not the next one. Kai, I hope I'm not mispronouncing your name. It's your time. Open your mic and go ahead.
Hello, everyone. And you did not butcher my name. Pronunciation is correct. All right. So in December, I was going on vacation to Jamaica. My blood pressure was crazy. Went to the doctor, I had to change medication, whatever, but it would just not go down. 152 over 147 was the last one before I took the flight. So when I saw Dr. Thomas on TikTok talking about this challenge, I decided to join. This is my second one. I am 3 days behind because I started late. But on the first challenge, I lost 10 pounds. And as I said, I'm 3 days late on this one. And I'm already 5 pounds down. So in total, I'm 15 pounds down. My blood pressure is not totally normal. The diastolic number is still a little bit high, but nothing compared to what it was before. So I'm like 115 over probably 82, 85, thereabout. I am 24 days rice and bread free. That's unheard of. So there, there are many benefits to this channel challenge, and I'm encouraging everyone just give it a try, and you will like it. It's not difficult. I've never lost weight with food. I'm always doing just straight smoothies and so on. I didn't know I could eat real food and lose weight. So testimony there.
All right, Kai, awesome. I'm so happy for you. Your blood pressure that you quote there is like the holy grail. It's like would be a celebration for most people to get to those numbers. So yeah, you are setting yourself a very high standard, and I'm so proud of you that you're joining in. And even though you're not in Jamaica, you're still linking back with the Jamaican family. All right, Suzette, your time.
Hi, good night, Doc. Good night, everyone. I trust you're all okay. Well, I joined this group when Doc just started, but I've never done the challenge, but I follow the group every day. So this challenge I started on Sunday. When I started weighing at 245 when I went on the scale, and I did my intermittent fast every day for this week, 18 hours. So whether it is two meals or one, I break my fast at 12 and I try to consume enough water, take supplements. And this morning when I hit the scale, I was down to 235 and I am feeling so different. I'm
So Suzette, how much weight that you lost? You missed me. How much weight did you lose in the 1 week, the 1 week free
um
challenge you did?
when I weighed 245 Sunday, this morning when I hit the scale, I was
So you
235.4
say you lose 10 pounds in the 1 week?
pounds in 1 week.
Wow.
I could believe that last Saturday. I remember I put on knees, couldn't button it. I was like totally out of myself. I just like lost it. And I was happy for the challenge because this morning I went in my pants and I was doing so well in it. I looked so different. My coworkers asking me, "What did you do?" You know, I hadn't had bun, pastries, anything for this week, and I will continue because I see where this has really changed my life. Thank you so much, Dr. Thomas.
All
And the
right, Suzette, thank you so much for sharing. And guys, you know, so I love what I'm doing so much. It's so one that I even do it for free sometimes. And we see that stories like these just keep me motivated to go on and go on and go on. So now we're going to move to segment 2, where we're going to basically be asking, ask Latoya to rejoin. Yes, I'm going to be asking quickly persons who did the challenge in the past, what were your favorite parts of the challenge and what was the worst part that you absolutely hated, but you see the benefit anyway. So quickly, anybody, you don't have to be something, just tell me what was your favorite, what was the worst part of the challenge. And I do this part sometimes so I can get some feedback as to, do I need to tweak something? Do I need to improve in an area? And it's because of comments like what I'm gonna get now while we're migrating the challenge from WhatsApp to Telegram. I know that's a little drastic shift for some persons. I know this is gonna take a little bit of learning to adapt to a new app, but you'll find Telegram is gonna give us a lot more features that we never had before. And you're gonna see when you join that we're gonna have special rooms now for different things. So you don't need to be searching for things I post. There's a room for my videos, a room for my audio, there's a room for my pictures, a room for testimonials, there's a room for discussion if you want to get into the chat, and there's a room for seeing the daily routines I'm going to be having. Day 1, day 2, day 3 room go right on. So if you're behind, you can go into day 3 and see what day 3's activities are without a long whole heap of people chatting in between. So we're gonna have this really organized. So this new app is really, really awesome, and it can hold a lot more than what we can hold in WhatsApp. Because you know, guys, the free challenge is just ending today, and there are 1,000 people in the group right throughout, and there are 90 odd people still waiting to join. Some waiting from Sunday and can't get in. We won't have that problem with Telegram. It's up to 200,000 we can hold in a room. So guess what? We can fill it up as much as we want. So yes, I know it might be a little challenging. You might have a little bit of hiccup in trying to join, but just work with me. It's for the good and betterment of everybody and for the good of the challenge. All right, so persons now want to give their best and worst experiences. So Janice, your hand is up. Go ahead quickly.
Good night, Doc. Good night, everyone. Well, for me, the worst part of the challenge is the detox. But no, the detox does not taste good. But for me, but it, you know something? The thing is, after I do the detox, my body feels different. I can tell you that. Although it doesn't taste good, I feel different. My body feels different after I take the detox. If my sinus is acting up and once I take the detox, I can breathe freely. It clears it up. So that's my thing.
Awesome, Janice. Thank you so much for sharing. And what was the best part of the challenge? No, Carla wants to share. Carla's hand is up. You can go ahead now with what's your best part of the challenge, Carla?
All right, the best part is the eating. And when I say eating, I'm talking about how we can eat healthy food and persons sharing their various meals and recipes. I actually find eating a salad with boiled egg to be like my now new favorite food. I don't like the detox, but I know the benefits of doing it. So when I'm drinking it, I gulp it down and I make sure I have a glass of coconut water nearby to get that taste out my mouth, and then I go brush my teeth instantaneously. But yeah, the detox don't like, but the new way of eating and loving food, yeah, good.
All right, thank you so much. So we have Gregis is gonna be giving a little experience now. Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone.
Yes, boss. Yes, sir.
All right, so it's just really a question, and then I can tell you my challenges. Um, I find that I'm losing the weight, but my stomach is still high. I don't know what me not do right or what we need to
And you've
do.
been in the challenge how long now?
This is my second week.
Oh, so you've been in it 1 week, basically.
Right.
Well, the
Yes.
one that we're gonna start now is kind of the one that we did just week is just a trial run. We're gonna do what we call a detox at the start of this challenge coming tomorrow. I don't know if you saw the formula and the recipes, if you got the ingredients, but the detox is really gonna help you to get rid of excessive trap gas, some stored stool in your tummy. It's gonna
Yeah,
help to get rid of
the
the
aloe vera detox.
parasites. What's that?
The aloe vera detox.
Yeah, you did it already?
Yeah, man, I did the aloe vera detox and I was in the challenge and following the program and everything.
Okay,
Losing the
great. All right,
weight.
just be patient then. Tummy fat hard to get down, but it will go. There are very few people who have done the challenge and haven't seen the tummy size go down. So just be patient. But you could reach out to me privately so I could ask you a few questions and give you some more tips. But yeah, man, don't worry about it. The tummy will
Coming
go down.
from coming from 218 and now 206.
What I said, 12 pound, that's good. Awesome.
Yeah,
Congrats.
man. But the belly just stubborn, you know.
All right, just soon go, man. Just be patient. All right, your
All
best
right.
part and worst part of the challenge, you care to share?
Best part of the challenge is doing the detox and getting the weight going because all of my life challenges, the weight was the hardest thing to come down and to move. But now with the detox and this program, it's working. The worst part is the fritters of a miss, you know.
Yeah, real Jamaican love a dumpling. You know the thing, come on.
uh,
Boss.
yeah, man. But
Angela,
I
your
join in the
time.
next program and I go in again. I'm not giving up.
All right, good. Angela, let's go. Angela Tate. All right, Angela is busy. Jackson, your time.
Good evening, everyone. So I didn't get a chance to talk about, I went on a fast because I told doctor that it seemed like my weight just was stagnant. From I lost the 10 pounds, 10, between 10 and 11, it's fluctuating, and then it just stood there. So I decided to go on a fast to rev up my metabolism, so called. So I did. Thursday I started it. Friday, ha, I had to cook. Who told you to cook when you're fasting? So Thursday was fine. Then Friday, the hunger started. So I was cooking and I had to drink a little soup. That's a tip. After I drank it, I started to feel terrible. So that means I wasn't supposed to. But anyway, I continued with the fast, so called Friday, and then I broke it today and I lost almost 2 pounds. So I will be doing this fast probably every week to see what can happen with the weight because it just might rev up something that's not going right. And
All
then
right,
I
so you,
find myself with a lot of gas suddenly because I wasn't having that problem. So I don't know what's going on.
well, your plateau seems to have ended, so your weight is moving again. I encourage you to do the detox again and have lots of ginger tea. Those two things should help with your gas. And
Yeah,
there are some foods that may cause gas formation, such as your cruciferous vegetables and your beans and peas. So you might want to go low and go easy on those, even
mm-hmm.
though they're healthy. Cabbage and broccoli and pak choy, they're good for you, but they will form gas.
Right.
And your peas and beans. So kind of leave those out of your diet for now and see if all those things help, all right?
Okay, good.
All right, so a couple more hands, Suzette and Nikisha in that order before we move to the next segment where I'm going to do most of the talking. Go ahead, Suzette, quickly. Your best and worst part of the challenge.
All right. So I will tell this time for me, Doc, I have a serious issue when I exercise. So I find it a bit challenging because I have my skin start itching real bad when I start exercise. But that was really the most challenging part for me. I'm not really the worst, not really bad, but that's my issue with exercising. Not sure if it's gonna stop. I hope it does because it's giving me a serious, just my lower body just itch real bad. The best part for me was the morning meditation that you posted, and yeah, those two things. It's really good. At least I start my day. I normally have my little devotion, but the meditations that you sent has really done a lot for me, and I do appreciate it. And that's the best part for me. I have no challenge with the eating and stuff. Well, that's it for me.
Yeah, so Suzette, I'm sorry to hear about itching during exercise. A fraction of persons do have this issue. It has to do with blood circulation in the leg and so on, and how your brain interprets those signals. Unfortunately, we don't really have a cure for it. For some people, it may resolve spontaneously. Try to, use different kind of attire. So maybe go with something where your leg is open to the air and try using a long tights that covers the leg and see if either of those make a difference. Maybe try changing the material that you wear when exercising. But there's really no quick and easy fix. We have been struggling with this for many persons for a while. So I hope that yours will stop. So let's keep our fingers crossed. Nikisha, your time. Go ahead quickly.
Good evening. So when I was to start and I saw that 1 meal a day and 0 meal a day, I was like, this is impossible. Um, I started to worry about getting gas and everything. I started at the challenge at 182.3 pounds. I was surprised at myself that I didn't get any gas pain. I was actually not really hungry either. I kept my bottle filled with water, and then when I started to feel hungry, I would drink coconut water, and I realized the coconut water was very filling. So that kind of passed it for me, and I didn't need to snack or anything. That's the best part, not having the fear coming through of feeling sick. And oh, the other thing was that I work out in the mornings. From 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. I go to the gym. And my worry was that I would feel weak and, want to drop down and all of that when I go to the gym. And surprisingly, I did not have an issue. I had warm lemon water in the mornings, and I was able to complete, weightlifting, strength training, and cardio in the mornings. The the worst part of the challenge for me was, of course, with the water intake and the coconut water intake.
And the
I am
bathroom visit.
at the bathroom every 5 minutes. I need to pee. That's the only problem I had, which,
All right, you didn't
not
tell
a big
us.
problem.
Yeah, you didn't tell us what your new weight was.
178.4.
Okay, so you lost a
So
few pounds. You're coming
yeah,
down. All right, so I
slowly but
want to
steady.
on a couple of things you said in terms of people do find that the hunger they expect to feel when they have 1 or 2 meals a day coming from three is really not as bad as they suspected. Reason being, I've designed the challenge to do a couple of things. I've designed it to be nourishing. So I encourage you to eat a certain types of foods that are going to give you not just calories, but nutrients. And surprise, surprise, most people who are hungry are not lacking calories because your body can manufacture calories from your fat stores and from your muscles and whatever. Most people get hungry because they're either dehydrated or they lack essential nutrients like minerals. So when you start putting in your sea salt, when you start having your smoothies, when you start to drink your coconut water, when you start having your lemon water, you are replenishing, you are making sure your body has an abundant amount of nutrients, minerals, and vitamins. So that cause of hunger is eliminated. So yes, you can go longer and longer periods without eating, without feeling like you're dropping down. And yet you have even more energy because your body is cleaner and more efficient at burning the little energy that you do have left. So that's one. In terms of the bathroom visits, what I've found is, a biblical instruction in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 4 and verse 11, where Ezekiel advises the people to drink 1/6 of a hin of water by measure from time to time throughout the day. So that advice is that you drink a certain amount of water, about a liter, he says, but you don't drink it all at once. You drink in sips, you drink small amounts. So when you drink small amounts of water, your body has a little more time to absorb it rather than just flushing it right through the kidneys. So don't drink too much at once. That's one advice that you could use to try to reduce bathroom visits. And the other thing is to, add a little salt to your water. Salt helps your body to retain the water, so it gets the water from out of the bloodstream into the muscle and into the different cells of the body. So adding a pinch of sea salt to your water does help. to reduce your bathroom visits. So you could try those 2 tips, everybody, to see if that can reduce these annoying, because nobody enjoys that. I don't enjoy it at all. And so I sometimes will drink a lot of water in the morning very early and then leave it till when I'm finished work and not throughout the day. But yeah, sipping throughout the day does help. All right. I have a couple more hands here. I don't want to take too many because we're running out of time. I want to finish this meeting in another 35, 40 minutes, maybe less. I see Suzette hand is up again. And I see Nikisha. Nikisha, was it you just spoke, maybe? Suzette put her hand on. All right, so I think Jillian. Nikisha, was it? Yeah, Nikisha just posted. Jillian, your time to go ahead. And then Simone. And then we're going to end the comments section there for now. So, Jillian, go ahead.
Good evening. Hi, Doc. My issue was that I think I still feel dehydrated. The weight wasn't coming off as much as I would thought. As I said, within 3 days, I think I went down on the scale. That's why I was in denial, 10 pounds. And then in the latter phase now, up to this morning, I was 5 pounds down. So not sure if that is right or wrong, but I feel different in my body. But I also have some bumps coming out on my face. I don't know what is the cause. And I think I also wake up in the mornings feeling with dry mouth. So I think as I said, I think I'm still dehydrated. What is your take?
All right, so if you're drinking sufficient amount of water and passing urine that's clear, you're not dehydrated. But if you're not drinking enough and the urine is dark colored, then you could be dehydrated. But dry mouth can be caused by many other things. It can be caused by sinus issues. It can be caused by acid reflux. It can be caused by having saliva issues. So dehydration is one possible cause. And I said, you will know if your urine is dark and you're not drinking enough water, then dehydration is easy to correct with drinking water. Bumps on your face. So a lot of persons, not a lot, a fraction of persons who do detox, who change their eating, may have a detox reaction that may include skin rashes and bumps as your body begins to kind of excrete toxins through your skin and through other organs. So a skin reaction could be related to that. I don't know if because of me you introduce some new foods into your diet that you might be allergic to. So maybe look at what quality nuts you're consuming. I know peanuts can be an issue for some people. So if you're consuming peanuts, they might want to leave that out and look at other foods they're eating that you didn't used to eat and see maybe you need to leave them out and see if that may be a reason for your skin reaction. But the dehydration thing is very unlikely on this challenge if you're following the instruction at all. So I look at sinus and acid reflux as possible causes.
Okay. Okay, Doc, thanks. Urine is clear.
Urine is clear, so you're not dehydrated. So that's not the reason, all right?
Okay.
All right,
Thank you.
Simone, you're welcome.
Okay. For me, I've never really signed up for any of the challenges, but I tried the free challenge on 2 occasions. I remember in the latter part of December, I was weighing 240 pounds. I'm not gonna say I'm obedient because I wanted to enjoy the gungo rice and peas. So on 2 Sundays on the free trials, I had a spoon of the gungo rice and peas, but I followed everything with the exception of the day without a meal. I think that's the smoothie day, the liquid day.
Mm-hmm.
But what I noticed on the first 3 days, the detox days, when I finished having the detox, I noticed like on my face, some bumps would come up on my face. So later during the week, it would go down. I noticed it on the 2 trial days that I did. That happened, but not consistent. I weighed 240 the latter part of December, and when I went to the gym Tuesday and weighed, I was at 218 pounds, and I was not consistent. Just sharing.
Okay. All right. So you have been doing half and half and you're still getting some results.
Right.
So that's great. So that is a testimony that people, if you
I
do
know
a little bit,
I noticed my skin become a little clearer.
okay,
Also,
well, that's been a common observation. Most people's skin improve in a short space of time. And yes, people, you might not be able to do every single aspect of the challenge. It doesn't mean that you won't benefit. Some persons have lost 10, 12 pounds by just following the diet alone and doing nothing else. But the more you follow, the more that you'll benefit. So for some people, they have all the time in the world to do every single thing and they're well organized and they can do their detox and search in the fridge. Some persons can't do everything. Don't be perturbed by that. Do as much as you can and change incrementally over time until you get to your high point. But while you're doing the little things that you do, you will benefit. Some person might only be able to listen to the motivation video. That might calm you down and reduce your blood pressure, and you do nothing else. So every aspect of the challenge is meant to impart some benefit to you. So do as much as you can and don't be put off by the difficulty and the numerous things that you have been asked to do. Angela, you are the last person I'm going to take a comment from before I begin a little monologue. Angela Tate, your hand is up, or you're not hoping to make a comment? All right, so there are some questions in the chat that I'm just going to address briefly before I get into what I want to speak about. Let me just scroll down. So there was one question. All right, the different food picture posts help me prepare my meals. All right, so people are benefiting from your posts, and I'm trying to comment on the pictures and grade them to let people have an idea of what meals are awesome and what meals need a little work. Will the Telegram be just for paid people? Yes, so the challenge, the free challenge ends today. So that was kind of a taste of what the challenge is. So if you want to continue with the group, you will definitely have to pay to continue. And the migration will take place to Telegram beginning. Well, we started already. There are already persons in Telegram. So if you intend to continue with us, you will have to pay either by using the link for the website or using the bank transfer option. If it is that you are unable to pay at this point, you have two options. One, you could recruit two people who you know that might want to do the challenge and pay, and then you get it free. So you can get a free challenge by recruiting two persons. Or you can say to me, boy, doc, I can't pay now, but I can pay later. And you get to join, no problem. But if you want to join, just indicate to me and you'll be given the link to join the Telegram group. And if you don't want to continue, guess what? You have learned a lot and you can take what you've learned and you can continue to use that information to benefit you and your family. The group will still remain as is. Not many comments will be passing through, but I'll post my videos and other free challenges and other things that we do from time to time in the group still. So you can stay in the group even if you're not doing a challenge. Let's see now. Can I have chlorophyll water? Yes, that's a good detox. Do you recommend a colon flush? Yes, you can do a colon flush if you want, if you have lots of constipation issues. Doc, can you ask persons to close them? Okay. All right. So those are the extent of the questions and comments. So right now, I'm going to just talk briefly about the challenge, what it consists of, especially for those new people and for those who want to get a deeper understanding. So the challenge, as many of you know, was birthed about a year ago on my sofa, which is right behind me, when I was asked by a friend to design a program for one person to help her get her belly fat down. I think she did join on one of the challenges, but after having put it together in my brain, I realized that this was something that needed to be made available to a lot more persons. And so I went on my phone the following day, a Sunday, I made a short video, posted it on TikTok, inviting persons to join a 14-day challenge. And what happened this time happened that time. 1,000 people was in the group within a couple of days, and we started with the first free challenge, and the rest is history. And the challenge has some major goals, and they're built on some very simple principles. So the goals of the challenge is to get your tummy size down, help you lose weight, help you to reduce and reverse insulin resistance, which is the cause of diabetes, the cause of syndrome X, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, high triglyceride levels, tummy fat. We basically going to help you to reverse your hormone imbalance for young women who have PCOS, help you to improve your energy levels, improve your overall wellness, help you to improve your immune system, help you to improve your skin. So your health will improve in almost every way. And what I've put into the challenge are habits and practices that I've been doing myself and I've found through research to be beneficial for many, many persons. I want the challenge to be easy to do, to be sustainable. I've been in the weight loss industry for a long, many years. I've administered many weight loss programs to persons with very great results. But I found that there were always hurdles, financial hurdles, hurdles in difficulty, hurdles in sustainability. So I wanted to create something that, defeated all of those challenges. It would have been cheap, easy to do, and sustainable. You can do it for the rest of your life. And I think with the 14-day flat belly challenge, I've been able to accomplish that. So in accomplishing our goals, we do a few things. One is a detox. So the detox, as you guys would have seen, consists of aloe vera, our main ingredient, which flushes and cleans your intestinal tract, renews your cells in the lining of your intestinal tract. It consists of turmeric, which is a great anti-inflammatory. It actually helps with your liver detox. We include ginger, which is great for gas and bloating, helps with your stomach, helps with digestion. We include citrus, which the seeds kill worms, right? And it adds to the taste of the detox, and it gives fiber. And also we include, very importantly, garlic, which is a potent anti-inflammatory, antiviral, antifungal, antibacterial herb to get rid of bad bacteria, to renew your microbiome, bad viruses, and funguses, especially candida in your gut. And candida is a very ubiquitous, meaning it's found in everybody, but very bad fungus that causes a whole host of symptoms. You guys may know it as being the cause of a yeast infection in a baby, a thrush. In an immunocompromised person, maybe the cause of oral thrush, and sometimes even skin rashes, but it causes a lot more than that. Yeast is a very sinister fellow that causes a whole host of things, ranging from increased blood sugar, weakened immune system, brain fog, sugar cravings, gas and bloating, chronic fatigue syndrome. A host of things are linked to this germ in your stomach, and garlic via our detox is going to help to get rid of that and get you down, not get rid of, but get you down to a very low level. And you do the detox every couple of months and you'll be able to keep yeast down. Now, apart from the detox, we do drink lots of water, and the water intake or the fluid intake is half your body weight in ounces per day. So whatever your weight is in pounds, you're going to divide that in two, and that's the amount of ounces of fluid you should consume per day. So your fluid intake should include water, may include coconut water. For me, that's a must. It may include green juices, smoothies, soups, broths, tea, coffee. So all of those things combined to add up to your total fluid intake for the day. You don't have to drink it all in water. You may even not have to drink any water at all if you're like me and drink coconut water all day. So water intake is going to be key to the challenge. It helps to ward off hunger. It helps to, hydrate your body, helps to, keep away headaches and regulate, your body detox systems. The water is going to be important to prevent injuries when you're exercising and provide the means for you to sweat and pass out extra toxins from your system. So the water intake is key for a number of different aspects of your health, and it makes the challenge even better. Apart from water intake, we're going to be looking at our diet in the challenge. We have a unique dietary protocol, which was designed by myself. It's called a 210 diet protocol. So 210 for me means for 4 days of the week, you're going to have 2 meals per day. That's intermittent fasting, 6 hours apart. So you have 6 hours of eating and 18 hours of fasting. And that allows you to have your meals within a short time span. Yes. And then after that, you have 12 hours to burn through those meals. So that's 18 hours. And then you have still 6 hours left when you have all the meals that you would have consumed being burned off, and at that point, you're then forced to dip into your fat stores. And so, yes, your fat percentage is going to go down because you're going to be burning fat. So if you had those 2 meals 12 hours apart, as opposed to having them 6 hours apart, it's a totally different impact on your body metabolically. Yes. And so the 2102 meals per day on 4 days a week. And the one is called OMAD, 1 meal a day. So on 2 days per week, you're going to have 1 meal only. And as you heard, it initially sounded daunting and scary, but when you actually get into it and when you start eating like how we eat, you cut down to 2 meals a day for the first couple of days and you got down to 1. It's so easy. Your body actually acclimatizes to this new way of eating. This 1 meal, of course, is going to be a huge meal, going to be appetizer, main course, and dessert with lots of fluid surrounding that. And of course, you will not be dying for hunger. We recommend that meal to be smack in the middle of the day. And we've now putting a new feature. We had OMAD back to back. So we have OMAD today, OMAD tomorrow. So when you eat today at midday, you're not eating till tomorrow at midday. So you're basically on a 23-hour fast, without even knowing it. So I've kind of slipped that in on you guys, this last challenge, to actually have a 23-hour fast in the challenge, even though we have another 24-hour fast coming up down the road. So you guys are being fasted and being taught fasting. And fasting, if you will listen to the research that I'm presenting in the group, has so many benefits. It keeps you younger for longer, prevents diseases, helps the body to replenish itself, prevents headache, it helps to sleep better. Fasting is one of the most unused natural remedies on the planet. And I'm giving it to you guys in a nicely packaged way that you can do it without even feel like you're starving. And of course, the zero is that one day when you have 0 meals, 0 calories. And for persons in the group that has ended, that would have been yesterday, Friday. They did their 24-hour fasting, and some persons extended it because they were so excited. Imagine people excited about fasting that they want to do 1 day, they want to do 2 days and 3 days. In fact, when I did my 3-day fasting, I was doing it with a group, and some members of my group did 15 days water fast. I'm not seeing that person here tonight, Tamara, but there are persons who did up to 15 days under my supervision of water fasting. Some did 7, some did 5. And guess what, people? Nobody died, nobody dropped down, nobody had a body come down. They all ended their fast feeling great, many pounds lighter, many inches slimmer. So these are legitimate ways of eating that are significantly well researched and very potent to change your life completely. Now, in addition to what I just mentioned, there are a couple other components of the fast. So in the last few months, I've introduced meditation and motivational videos as part of a daily routine. One, I need your mind to be strong, right? So I want to feed your mind. So you hear me here talking confidently. You hear me on social media, on television, on the radio, doing speaking engagements, doing so many things all at once. This did not happen overnight. It did not come by accident. It came by deliberate effort over years of feeding my mind and developing my brain to a level where I was very confident. I had, been able to dream my life into what it is now, and it's still dreaming into more. So I'm giving you guys all the tools that were at my disposal in developing into, from a young man who was unsure what he wanted to a doctor to now a entrepreneur who is kind of moving. And the next phase of my life is going to be more focused on entrepreneurship and building businesses and doing things like these. I'm transitioning actually from what you know as Dr. Thomas in an office. So in a few years' time, that will not be me anymore. And so there are many persons who go through career changes in their life, and I'm in that transition phase now. Yeah, I've been doing this for 20 years, and it's time for a change, something for more exciting for me. So I'm bringing you guys on the journey, and there's a lot more to come. So I'm going to be serving, but just serving more people than what I've been serving before. And so I want to expose you guys to the kind of information, the kind of motivation, the kind of people that I've been feeding on for years to get me to this point where I'm confident enough to leave my comfort zone, leave behind what has been my bread and butter, been feeding me and my family, and try something totally brand new. And so many of you are timid. You want to do something better with your life. You don't want to do something different with life, but you're so locked into the security and you're fearful of losing, I'm going to pay the mortgage, I'm going to pay this. Be bold, take a chance. So I'm feeding you guys information and I'm helping you guys to learn to create a positive mindset to be calm and to lower your cortisol and stress hormone levels so you can actually, be more fruitful in your mind and in your thinking. So that's now a part of the challenge which will remain. Also, the most important part of the challenge for me, which is why I'm in the challenge so long, I'm not stopping, is that just like you, I have the same weaknesses. I'm a Jamaican, so we love dumpling and flour. We love our box juice and buckle drinks. We love orange juice in the morning with our sandwich. All of it grew up on them. So we love a porridge. Yeah. So I love those foods too. I also am prone to start a healthy habit and stop. Yeah. So that's a common thing among all of us. I'm not different from you. I've been able to maintain this lifestyle for so long because of groups like this. So the mantra is, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. So being in a family atmosphere like what we've created allow you to stay the course for longer. And there are so many who have been in the challenge for 3 months, 6 months, a year, have reached their goal, but are still hanging on, still coming along on the journey. To make sure that they stay connected, make sure that they stay in the line that they're supposed to stay in. And so the family atmosphere, the sharing, the comments in the group are very important parts of the challenge. I know there were persons who didn't like to be in the group setting and be sharing and seeing all these messages on their phone. And there are persons who left the challenge never to return because there was just too much chatter. So I've evolved the group to, limit talking. Some days I lock it down completely. Some days it's just for certain hours. But now we're even evolving even more to go on Telegram where you'll have a section for discussions. If you want the chatting, you can go into discussion room. If you want to see exactly what you're supposed to do and get on with the day, you can go into that room, or you can go into every room you want. So we're moving on. We're creating a different space, and I hope that you will, just work with me to navigate the challenges of this new space. More apps to download on your phone, yes, more space to take up. So you might have to delete something. We won't delete WhatsApp. I won't either. But whatever it takes, we're going to try to improve the challenge as we go along while that long-awaited app is still in the making. So those are the important tenets of the challenge, the important things that we do and why we do them. And of course, I did not mention the diet is a no sugar, no grain diet. And so sugars and grains are a big topic now, right? The sugars is incontrovertible. There is wide agreement that sugar is gonna cause problems for us, especially refined sugar. So refined sugar in the form of high fructose corn syrup, sucrose and glucose are gonna trigger insulin response in your body. Insulin goes up, insulin is a fat storage hormone. Insulin goes up, you're gonna store fat. Insulin goes up for very long, many months, you're going to have insulin resistance, and that's going to be the genesis of PCOS, abdominal fat, diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol, heart attack and stroke, cancers. Insulin resistance is the root of all evil. It's not love of money. So getting sugar out of your diet is going to help to reverse your insulin resistance and solve so many of your problems that you have now and problems that you're going to get in the future. So I'm taking care of you now and I'm securing your health future by the information that we're giving. The no grain is it was probably controversial 20 years ago. With the evidence out now, it's not so controversial. The reality is, though, that grains have always been part of the human diet for centuries. We have evolved, if I would dare to use that word, eating a plant-based / animal-based diet, much of which was predicated on grains, oats, rye, barley, rice, wheat. And that's what the human race started out eating, and they were doing great. And in truth and in fact, if you go to certain countries in Europe, like Italy, where I'll be in a few weeks, thanks to spaces like these, I get the word out and get invited. So I'll be in Italy in a few weeks. If you go to Italy and eat pasta, you lose weight. If you go to Jamaica and America and Canada and eat pasta, you put on weight and get diabetes because it's not the same thing that we have. Over here in the western part of the world, we have genetically modified, hybridized, GMO, Roundup sprayed, ultra processed wheat and all of these things, which are absolutely wreaking havoc on our metabolism. So it's what we humans have done to the food that makes it unhealthy. How it was created, it was very healthy. And if you can get healthy varieties in some countries, totally fine. But what we get out here in Jamaica and what we not get in America is poison. And I'm hoping that, my good friend Robert Kennedy will help to try to turn that tide, of, this unhealthy food being presented to us in the name of big profits for big companies and cheap and simple and easy. And, it's really ruining our experience as humans. Population in Jamaica and US and Mexico is so overwhelmingly obese. Since in Jamaica now we accepting obese and overweight as being a good thing and have new names for it. They call it fluffy and thick. People, no fat, just if you lose weight, all right? So that's really why grains are being discarded, because the grains have now become a food that are going to trigger insulin responses at very high levels and trigger weight gain and trigger high cholesterol and inflammation and heart attacks and stroke. And taking them out of your diet, as you have seen, your weight loss is dramatic. Oh my God, 10 pounds in 7 days, as one lady just said, by taking out the bun, which is the flour and the sugar and those things out there, taking out the juices. Your weight just come down, even though you're eating hard food, you're eating healthy food, you're eating enough food, and you're losing weight because the food you were eating was just poison food. So I hope I've been able to explain to you why I do what I do and why the challenge is arranged as such. I'm going to open the floor for questions now related to the challenge that begins tomorrow and related to any subject around the challenge. And don't ask about no cancer and no arthritis. We're talking about weight loss and challenge and stuff related to it. So I'm going to open the floor for questions. So if you're on YouTube, you're going to ask a question. Latoya is monitoring the chat. So if there are questions that you want to put in the chat, Latoya is gonna chip in. And yeah, somebody said, Robert Kennedy, good luck. Maybe you're not listening. I've been following Robert Kennedy for the last 10 years. I've attended seminars with Robert Kennedy in the US. I've read Robert Kennedy's books. So Robert Kennedy is in fact one of my mentors, and I don't care what nobody wants it. Yeah, make America healthy again, and by extension, the world. So anything no one I can say, no business. Yeah, Robert Kennedy for president. All right. So questions. So Latoya, monitor the chat. If there are questions there, you read them out for me, and I'll take the ones that are coming live here on stream. So you can chip in anytime for questions. All right. So Angela, question, quick. Angela Tate.
There are a few questions in your WhatsApp.
In my WhatsApp?
Yes, I send them to you.
In the group?
No, your WhatsApp, I send them to you.
Okay, all right. So questions, what do you do when you reach your goal in terms of weight loss? Awesome question. All right, so I reached my goal in terms of weight loss. And so if I continue to do exactly what you guys are doing in the group, I'm going to continue to lose weight. So here's what I do when I reach my goal. When you're having the days when you have once a day meal, I have my 2 meals still because I'm at my weight loss goal and I want to lose more weight. When you're having fasting, I'll do maybe 1 meal that day. If I do fast, the following day I'm going to have 2 big meals. So I compensate. I weigh myself every single day, every morning. First thing I go on the scale so I know what my weight is. So if I lose 1 pound or I put on a pound, I will know. So I'm monitoring my weight and I adjust my eating. And sometimes for a meal, I may have to have a meal and then have a smoothie after that to make sure that I am keeping abreast of my weight, because my weight is absolutely perfect where I want it to be. I set my weight goal 3 years ago. I reached it within a year and I've maintained it since. So monitor your weight and adjust your meal. So, the intermittent fasting is still a great way to eat. You want to maintain that for your life. So don't try to eat 3 meals a day. Try to eat 2. And on some days eat 1, but if you eat 1, make it big, So I try to increase the amount. I try to increase the type of foods that I consume. Lots of healthy plant fats to increase my caloric intake. And I do have 2 meals on the days when, the group is having 1, but I stick to my no grain, no sugar because those are so bad for you. So that's what I do to maintain my weight. So if you want to stay in the challenge after having reached your weight goal, that's fine. Many people have done it, but this is how they do it. All right. Next question is, when is the free challenge? The free challenge just done. When's the next one? I don't know. Depending on when the spirit tell me to give you a free challenge. It's just I just work with the vibes, you know. So I cannot tell you when next free challenge will be. But the challenge is $2,400. It is not a lot of money, so you know it's almost free. That's what I think. What would you recommend for the colon flush? Well, you can do a lot of different things for colon flush. You can just go to a regular health food store and buy a colon cleanse. There's a company locally called INI, and they do a colon cleanse, which I recommend and prescribe. So if you're in Old Harbor, you can get it at my pharmacy, and there are other pharmacies across the island that sell INI colon cleanse. And there's another one called the Cleaner. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it at Stone's Wellness Pharmacy in Old Harbor. You can get it at Proactive Lifestyle in Mobay, Kingston, Ocho Rios, and Mandeville. If there's one in Mandeville. Whenever I use turmeric, my face breaks out and makes me nauseous. Am I using it wrong? No, you may be allergic. So if you're using a food and it gives you allergic symptoms, don't use it. Leave it out. Absolutely. Any food that makes you sick, no matter how healthy it is, even for manna, right? Leave it out of your diet. Does the magnesium L-threonate make one hungry? I've not found that it makes you hungry. It makes you sleep better. It relaxes your muscles. It makes your blood pressure go down. It releases your brain fog. It increases brain blood circulation. Thoughts on sugarcane during the challenge? Sugarcane is sugar, and you don't get much fiber from sugarcane. You're just sucking out the sugary juice. So you're consuming sugar on the challenge. That's gonna be a problem. So when you've reached your goal, you can have a little sugarcane now and then. But on the challenge, if you're going towards your goal, it's gonna trigger insulin response. It's gonna hold you back. It's gonna stop your weight loss. So no sugarcane. All right. All right. Angela, your hand is still up. All right. Anybody has any questions? All right. Oh, so Angela Tate said, Thomas, I did not know we were on a free challenge, but I paid. Please explain. Well, there was a 1 week free challenge just now. So if you paid, you would have been paying for the other. There was 2 challenges going on simultaneously, Angela. A paid one and a free one that lasted for a week. I'm gonna go everybody know. So the free one would have been just like what I'd call a trial run. So before a challenge, we do a 3-4 day trial run. What I did this time was a 1 week trial run, but we just call it a 1 week free challenge. So it's the same thing like trial run you did before. No problem. So you did not pay when you shouldn't have paid. What can you use for leg cramps at nights? Leg cramps at nights, most commonly, you're gonna have magnesium deficiency, so magnesium glycinate, gluconate. And I'm gonna post in the group the number you could call to get your magnesium delivered in Jamaica to your door. And the website you could go to buy it from me and get it delivered to your door in the US and Canada. All right. I'll post it in the group again. All right. Apples, grapes, kiwis, yes. Fruits are allowed in the challenge. You can have any fruits you want, just not fruit juice. Fruits are absolutely healthy and amazing, and you should have lots of fruits in your diet, right? Can you have a special program for those who have reached their weight loss goal? No? I'm going to have a challenge for menopause. I'm going to have a challenge for autism. I'm going to have a challenge for diabetes. I'm going to have a challenge for different health conditions. But for those who have reached their weight loss goal, you want a challenge for that? No, not going to do that. It's no fun. Where do I send the proof of payment? You send it to my WhatsApp. There are two numbers I have in the challenge, both of which are the admin. So I send it to one of the admin numbers, and the link for the new group will be sent to you. Do you recommend a blender or a juicer? Well, if you're gonna juice something, you need to juice vegetables. So you do a juicer for vegetables, you wanna do green juices, and you can do blender for your smoothies. If you're gonna choose one, choose a blender. The blender can actually make vegetable juices and make your smoothies. You wanna keep the fiber in your fruits, right? So that's why I use a blender for it. Good quality blender is gonna be a NutriBullet or a Ninja or the great powerful Vitamix. Vitamix has gotten really expensive now. Luckily, I bought one when it was like $400 10 years ago. No, it's way more than that I hear. But those blenders are lifetime warranty blenders. Them no mash up. But a NutriBullet is, I've gone through my 4th NutriBullet already. Them are really that good in terms of strength. They'll mash up after a while, but they are absolutely the best in terms of easy to clean, easy to use, and just very powerful. Can you do detox if you have a low blood if you have a low dose blood thinner, it depends on what blood thinner. You gotta be careful with blood thinners. Garlic is a blood thinner. Turmeric has blood thinning properties. So if you're on a blood thinner, check with me or your doctor to see if that blood thinner is okay to go along with the detox, because the detox will make your blood thinner work better. Will the challenge help with glaucoma? I cannot say that it will. I'm sorry. You need to get your eye drops. Please get your eye drops for your glaucoma. I cannot promise you that. I've not heard that from anybody, and I've not seen any evidence suggest that it should help your glaucoma. So I cannot promote it for that. Apple cider vinegar water in the morning, yeah, you can have that. Fruits, if diabetic should have their fruits, but you probably need to, avoid your melon, mango, and pineapple. Well, reduce those. HB4 can be used. Yes, doctor can give another detox with different ingredients. There are 2 detox options. They are in the diet guide that I would have sent out in the group, and I will send out again. So there's a detox without the aloe vera and without the turmeric. So there's a detox that has celery and some other things in it. Yes. Will there be a new detox for the new challenge? There are 2 detox options, but we have our favorites. You're saying avoid melon. If you're diabetic, melon is going to send your sugar up very fast. Melon is the highest glycemic fruit on the planet. So melon is a fruit that sends your sugar up fastest. Even though it's not sweet, it's easily digested. So in 15 minutes, that melon is from your mouth into your bloodstream, all that sugar. So go easy on the melon. If you're going to be eating melon as a diabetic, eat a small amount and infrequently. All right? What multivitamin can be taken throughout the challenge? Well, we have our recommendations and they're in the handout that I give. So there's a handout for which vitamin everybody should take, which one you should take if you're diabetic, if you're hypertensive. I do not recommend multivitamins generally because most of them don't have insufficient amounts of each nutrient that you need. So I find them to be quite useless most of the time. So I recommend particular nutrients at the right dosages, but you could check the diet guide for that, which you will get if you're in the paid challenge. If you're not in the paid challenge, then you probably will never see that one.
Doc, a few questions on YouTube. So there are a few persons who are interested in joining the group. I have sent the link. One question, what is a detox recipe? Is the one that's posted on the video?
The detox recipe is gonna be given in the paid challenge, but it's also available on TikTok on my videos. If you're watching videos on TikTok, you'll see the detox being prepared, and those videos are absolutely free. So go to Thomas Medical Center on TikTok. If you want to join the challenge, you could send a message to me on WhatsApp.
Okay, another question is,
hold on, I'm hearing some music, but I want to have my music playing. Anyway, I'm not sure if I'm playing music, I don't see that. So for people who are on YouTube who want to join the challenge, you can send a WhatsApp message to the number 876-583-5632. You could type that number in Latoya in the challenge in the YouTube. For those persons who are on. So type it 583-5632 number, and they can send a WhatsApp message to that number and they'll get the details to how to join the next challenge.
okay, so another question is, can I use honey as a sweetener?
So there's absolutely no sugar allowed on the challenge. So honey is a natural sweetener, just like agave nectar. Hold on. Who are playing music? That is me?
I'm not seeing anybody else mic open.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's interesting. All right, so honey, agave nectar, brown sugar, coconut sugar. That's strange though. I'm not playing music on my end. To say good night to everybody. We are still coming in, but we're gonna start. We have given over 10 minutes. Oh, somebody is playing the video.
Video, yes.
Also streaming live on YouTube if you. I'm not sure who is playing, but I'm not seeing anybody's mic open. That's the thing. Let me close my mic and see.
It may be in your background, Doc, when you probably thought you're closed off, but have not closed off. So just check that.
Yes, I found the issue. It was being played on my browser on my laptop. All right, so that's why I can come back in. All right, so no honey is allowed on the challenge. No sources of sugar are allowed. So no, on the challenge, honey is sugar and sugar is not allowed. All right.
Okay. Another question is, can you add oatmeal to your smoothie?
So oats is considered a grain, and the challenge is a no grain challenge. So the grains that we avoid would include flour. So there's no flour, no white, no wheat, no rice, no oats, no cornmeal, no rye, no barley, no quinoa. None of those are allowed on the challenge. So there are no grains allowed. So you avoid all oats, whole oats, steel cut oats, refined oats, all grains, all sugar are absolutely banned on the challenge.
Can I eat fruit?
Of course, I did answer that already. All fruits are allowed in the challenge. You can have fruit, but you cannot have fruit juice. So you eat your fruits, don't drink them. Separating the fiber from the fruit, convert it into a high glycemic food is going to send your sugar, send your insulin up. So fruits and fruit juices have different impacts on your blood sugar. And so we recommend fruits highly, and we have even a day during detox period that you have fruits alone. And we do recommend fruits as part of your OMAD meals, as part of one of your options for an appetizer or as a dessert. So fruits are absolutely encouraged, and we have lots of fruits in the challenge.
Doc, can you recycle some of the groups so as to ease space limitation on our device?
Well, going to Telegram, we probably won't need to do that anymore. We won't be switching from group to group, but yes, I will probably I've closed some groups because we have had many groups. So I'll probably so now that we're going Telegram, we would not be using many of the WhatsApp groups anymore. So you could exit the WhatsApp groups if you desire to do so after this evening.
What food can you eat if you have discoid lupus?
All right, so discoid lupus is quite a problematic condition. Discoid lupus comes with severe skin rashes and itching and scarring and so on. Scarring, not itching. Discoid lupus affects other parts of the body too. Discoid lupus, the diet that we recommend initially is what we call a elimination diet. And then we'd switch to a more anti-inflammatory diet. On the elimination diet, you're going to avoid grains, dairy, soy, citrus, sugar, tin foods, pork, shellfish. So you're going to be having lots of fruits again. You're going to be having lots of vegetables, a few nuts, no peanuts. You're going to be having, lean protein options, lots of olive and coconut oil as your preferred oils. You can have your herbal teas. You can have your staples. Those are perfectly fine on a discard lupus diet, but the diet will vary from person to person, as person may have different food triggers. So I've had person with lupus whose triggers, are legumes, and they have had to avoid them because they get worsening symptoms when they consume those. So the diet is not going to be a one size fits all. I tend to tailor my diet based on each patient's preference and each patient's sensitivities. And so when we're treating patients with autoimmune disease, me and my diet coach will sit down with those patients and work out with them what their perfect diet is. And it may be a trial and error for a while until we get it perfect. But generally, you want to avoid those foods that I mentioned that are problematic. All right.
I try to put on a little weight and my belly is still getting big.
Well, yeah, some person genetically and based on your stress levels will find belly fat is the easiest thing to come on and the hardest thing to go off. It's the same thing with me. If I try to put on a little weight, isn't my tummy is gonna come. So I have to maintain my diet. I have to maintain my exercises, avoid the sugar, and I'll work out really hard. So I put weight on in my thighs and in my arms and my back. So I've had to work effortlessly. Well, not effortlessly, but significantly hard in the gym to keep the weight on the areas that I wanted to, because I want a certain V shape and I want a certain size thighs. So I have to be doing lots of work to force the weight into those areas and then avoiding sugar and grains so it doesn't go on my tummy. So it's a constant work for me.
Okay, somebody said, how do you stop losing weight?
Yeah, so that's Floret. And she went on the challenge, people, and she was overseas when she did the challenge and had all the resources available to her, and she did her best and she lost weight. And the woman can't stop lose weight. And she come over the challenge, she run from me, she hide from me, and the weight still come off her. Floret, you're gonna have to do some, as I said, some strength exercises and eat your 2 strong meals a day. You know, eat up those nice yam and banana and dashing and cocoa that Mr. Caballero have planting down there. There's a lot of your oily foods like your sardines and, you know, your oily fish and, you know, lose a lot of stew peas and stuff like those to give you extra calories. They stop losing weight. So maybe you're eating maybe too many calorie poor foods. So you eat a lot more calorie rich foods. So your oils and fats and so on are gonna be helpful there. That's what I recommend. And eat a lot of fruits. You do have a lot of fruits. So have fruits not as meals, but as supplements for your meals to make sure your caloric intake. So I suspect that you're probably not eating enough calories because I've trained you so well, trained you too well. So start eating up more of the good foods, but do not go back to the bread and sugar, please.
Is dates allowed? If so, how many a day?
You love sugar, yes, man. Oh my God. Every chance I get I some more sugar. So dates, people, are dried fruits. So dates are like raisins, but they're made from dates. And you dry them and them sweet bad. And people use them as sweeteners, you know. So my idea is to try to get people to understand that sugar is an addiction. And as with any addiction, you'll get pleasure from consuming it. But there's not a lot of health benefits from consuming lots of sugar. So dates is a allowed sweetener, but I'd say depending on what you're doing, maybe 2 or 3 is probably maximum because they are going to be high glycemic. I haven't banned them yet. I haven't banned raisins. I haven't banned cran raisins. I haven't banned prunes because they do contain lots of fiber and lots of nutrients. So there's a net benefit to using those food, but dates being how sweet they are, make sure that they're not dusted with any sugar, because some raisins and dates have sugar on them. Make sure that they are not dusted with sugar, and you consume 2 or 3 to make whatever you're making taste a little better. Put them in your salads or your smoothies.
That's it from YouTube.
All right, awesome. So there are a couple more here before wrap up. We're gonna wrap up in 4 minutes because we got 8:56 on the clock. No, 8:57. My wife is in the challenge and I would want to join, but I'm scared of taking the detail because my health issues where I have minor palpitations. What do you recommend? Yeah, so this is very vague information. If you have an underlying illness, especially related to your heart, it's probably wise to check with your healthcare provider before taking any of these weird stuff that we're promoting. Having said that, though, the detox is really consisting of foods that we eat every single day. Well, except aloe vera, but most of us consume turmeric in curries and ginger and citrus and so on. So these aren't strong herbs. These are really foods that you can consume even with underlying illnesses. But because I don't know the detail of your palpitation, I don't know if you have, unique heart conditions and you're on unique medications, check with your healthcare provider before you try these things. But as I said, if you do not do the detox, there are so many other aspects of the challenge that would benefit you. So you could still do the challenge and find out about the detox from your doctor, to show him the recipe, ask him if it's okay based on the medication you're taking. Because I know palpitation sometimes can be triggered by something called atrial fibrillation, for example. And that's going to be treated with very strong blood thinners. And I mentioned it's going to be a caution with blood thinners. So I don't know the details of the condition. And you may not even want to share that here. So check with your doctor to see if it's advisable. But you can do the rest of the detox, all right?
Hi,
What to
Dr.
do if
Swan?
you...
Sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I was saying that there's a question to what if you start losing muscle mass? If you're losing muscle mass, it means that you're not exercising enough. So sarcopenia is a condition that I've spoken to at length. Sarcopenia is when you lose muscle mass and your muscles get thinner. You would not do that on the challenge because we have exercises and very challenging and grueling exercises on the challenge. So if you do the exercise the way do, you will not lose any muscle mass. You'll be gaining. So you will lose muscle mass if you're sedentary. If you're eating and not exercising, you will. So exercise. That is your antidote for muscle loss. All right, we've got 1 minute to go, Latoya. I think we're going to wrap it up here. What do you think?
Yes, agree. But this is not a challenge question. Serapeptase affects my stomach. Can I use capsule vaginally?
Never tried that before. Serapeptase capsule vaginally. Again, it depends on what you're treating. I don't know what you're treating with that. Serapeptase for me is an enzyme from silkworms that we use to treat endometriosis, and I've had some success with it with treating blocked tubes. Surprisingly, it's like a miracle. Vaginal inserts of serapeptase. I don't know. I kind of have to get back to you on that. I don't know. I've never heard of that before. And your NAC 600 does not affect your challenge. You can take your N-acetylcysteine. All the challenges, that's the last question I see here from Tony Shea. Is this my Tony Shea from long time? Let me see. It's Tony Shea, look. Tony Shea Stewart, no, no, she different Tony Shea this. All right, Tony Shea. Yes, you can have your N-acetylcysteine. All right, guys, so we're gonna wrap it up here. See questions still coming in. You can train the detox, yes, but do not strain the aloe vera. Do the detox, train it, and then add aloe vera afterward, and that gives you a better result. That's what I find. So it was awesome. So many of you came out. So we had 90 odd at one point on Zoom and 50 odd on YouTube. So a lot of persons came out. So we're gonna post the link for this talk into the group. Latoya, you could post it for me. So persons who didn't get to join could go back and watch if they want to. So thank you, everybody. Remember the number 583-5632. Send me your confirmation of payment there, and then you'll be able to get your link to join the next challenge, which starts tomorrow. See you there.
Before you go, 1 minute, sir. Nara here. How you can the flap after exercise, how do you really get rid of the flap from under the arm?
No, you're gonna exercise more, so you're gonna have to do exercise over a period of time. So you're gonna know that that's not gonna go away in 1 month. So you're gonna be dedicated to whether some gym work or home exercises, and your muscle mass will draw that in, you know. So it's gonna take some time. Just be patient with yourself, keep on your diet, and exercise. It's gonna be exercise. That's what you're gonna do to do that. All right.
Okay, thanks, Doc.
You're welcome. So I'm just take you guys up with some music.
It out loud and clear. 14 days to have us start right here. Detox on the menu, flush it away. Exercise daily, don't let sweat delay. Intermittent fasting feels a little tough. But you won't thank you when it gets enough. Daily meditation, peace in the mind. Absolutely no cravings behind. No cravings for a friend. One thing is no end, as you can. Stay on track. Everybody, healthy mind, and take that back. No longer bound by the fleets in a jar. Push through the limits, feel your heart race. Transformation, sweet embrace. Facing temptation, but you won't break. Your fierce determination is for your own sake. Health is the treasure you've been digging to find. Every challenge, comfort, there is your mind. You'll follow the plan. Working to win through the best you can. On track. Healthy body, healthy mind can take us back. Stop cheating, follow the plan. 14 days to win. Best you can. Achieve success if you stay on track.